Today's text is by Jackie Robinson. He is known to be the champion of equality. I'm going to go ahead and share with you your question of the day so that you can go ahead and get ready to be listening for the response so that you can have a conversation after I have read the text to you. So the question of the day is, what humiliations or embarrassments, that's another word for humiliations, did Jackie Robinson experience when he joined the major leagues? So go ahead and be getting ready to think and listen for those responses in our text. And then tomorrow, you're going to be writing on this writing prompt. How did Jackie Robinson fight for civil rights in sports? So go ahead and get those brains ready and those ears ready to listen. And the first goal to listen for today are these words, because our vivid vocabulary today are really going to help you understand Jackie and our text a little bit more. So the first term to listen for is your word of the day. My turn, challenge, your turn. Yeah. To question whether something is right or wrong. An example of that would be, knowing it was not up for discussion, my sister did not want to challenge my parents' decision to not get a pet. The next term to listen for is the term gamble. My turn, gamble, your turn. And honestly, what that means is to take a chance. So if I'm thinking about a real-world connection, I'm thinking about my day today. It was raining for part of it, and then sunshine for another part of it, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to gamble and just run for it from my car into the school building, or if I should play it safe and take my umbrella and rain jacket. So listen for that word, gamble. It means to take a chance. By the way, I did take a chance. I just ran straight to the building. I didn't worry about my rain jacket and umbrella. Okay, the next word is hostility. My turn, hostility, your turn. Good. A feeling or act of ill will or unfriendliness. An example of that could be, instead of shaking hands at the end of the game, the other team showed hostility by walking off without congratulating us on our win. The next term to listen for is intimidate. My turn, intimidate, your turn. Okay, good. To try to make someone do something by making him or her afraid. An example using this sentence might be, my older brother tried to intimidate me into doing his chores by saying he would take away my toys if I didn't cooperate. The next term to listen for is my turn, teammates, your turn. And that means members of the same side working together for a common goal. So our picture is actually a picture of baseball teammates, but our sentence is going to refer to basketball teammates. The teammates work together to pass the ball down the court and win the game. So I wanted to remind you of one quick term, and that was civil rights. And it's right here. If you're going to be writing about that tomorrow, just wanted to remind you what that means. Rights promised by our government to its citizens. So again, tomorrow your writing prompt is going to be, how did Jackie Robinson fight for civil rights in sports? So go ahead and kind of be thinking, getting geared up to listen for that today. And again, as we get to our text, be listening for everything Jackie Robinson did to fight for his cause. Be thinking about what he went through. You're going to learn that today. What he went through, the humiliations, the embarrassments. And I think you're going to find out he came out on top. I love this story. Love this text. He's a real American hero. So with that being said, baseball has been a popular sport for a very long time. But did you know there was a time when African American baseball players and white baseball players did not play together? This all changed when a man named Jackie Robinson showed the world what a great player he was. He also showed the world how much courage he had too. Now remember the word courage we learned a few texts ago. That means bravery at a time of difficulty. This is the incredible story of Jackie Robinson. He was born as Jack Roosevelt Robinson, and they gave him the nickname Jackie, born in the year 1919. Right over 100 years ago, in the state of Georgia. He was the youngest of 5 children, his parents were sharecroppers. And these were people who worked for the land for very little pay. So they were not slaves, but they did not get paid much at all. Jackie's father left his family, though, when he was just a baby. His mother, Mallie Robinson, moved the family to Pasadena, California. She moved from there to be near relatives who would help her raise her children. The Robinsons lived in a small house on Pepper Street. Mallie worked many different jobs to support her family. Despite hardships, Jackie grew up in a close and loving family. From an early age, Jackie was a talented athlete. When he became a student at John Muir High School, his brothers Mac and Frank encouraged him to play sports. Now listen to this part. Listen to all the sports he played, and you might actually have a connection with him. Jackie played football, basketball, baseball, and tennis, and he ran track too. He played shortstop and catcher on the baseball team, quarterback on the football team, and guard on the basketball team. In track and field, he won awards for the long jump. After high school, Jackie attended Pasadena Junior College. Again, he played basketball, football, and baseball, and he ran track. Before long, the University of California in Los Angeles, also known as UCLA, offered Jackie an athletic scholarship. Now, if you'll think back and have a text-to-text connection with Mary McLeod Bethune, she also earned a scholarship to go to college. Just remember, that's when you were given money to help pay for school. And again, this is a great time to have a conversation about scholarships. Lots of our high school seniors are earning scholarships to go to their college. So, while he was at UCLA, Jackie proved himself to be a great student and an amazing athlete. As a UCLA student, he competed in 4 sports: baseball, basketball, football, and track. Jackie was even selected for the All-American Football Team, which is a team of players from different schools who are the best players in the country. World War II had begun right around the time he finished up college, so he decided to join the United States Army after he graduated. After 2 years, he was promoted to the officer rank of second lieutenant. Growing up, Jackie had been aware of discrimination. When Jackie joined the Army, he realized that there was discrimination there too. Jackie wanted to challenge the idea, so he questioned the idea if it was right or wrong, and he questioned the idea that discrimination was acceptable or okay. When Jackie was in the Army, he refused an order to sit at the back of the military bus. Jackie felt that the color of his skin should not determine where he could or could not sit. Jackie was charged with a crime. However, at his trial, he was found to be not guilty. And I just had another text-to-text connection with Susan B. Anthony. If you'll recall, she was voting in the barber shop, and she was charged with a crime. But in this case, she was found to be guilty. After he left the Army, he actually joined a baseball team for the Kansas City Monarchs. The Monarchs were a team that belonged to a group called the National Negro League. African American players were only allowed to play baseball in this league. They were not allowed to play on Major League Baseball teams. One day, a man named Branch Rickey saw Jackie play. Branch Rickey was the president of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Branch thought that Jackie was an incredible player. He wanted Jackie to play for his team. The only problem was that the Brooklyn Dodgers was an all-white team in Major League Baseball. Branch met with Jackie and told him that he needed Jackie to be very brave. He wanted Jackie to become the first African American to play in the all-white Major League Baseball program. This was referred to as breaking the color barrier. Now let's listen to this for just a little bit. This is a very interesting thought. Breaking the color barrier. This meant, before this time, a person's skin color was a barrier or something that stopped or blockaded them from playing in many sport leagues. Branch wanted Jackie to break this barrier. He explained to Jackie that at first he would probably be treated badly. but by most of his fans and even by some of his fellow players. But Branch was willing to gamble. He was willing to take a chance that Jackie was strong enough to break the color barrier and change attitudes. He believed that Jackie had enough self-control and courage to do it. Before Jackie agreed, he asked Branch a question. Jackie asked, "Are you looking for someone who is afraid to fight back?" Branch replied, "No, I need a player with guts enough not to fight back." This class is a great example of non-violence. Jackie Robinson agreed to be that man. Jackie traveled to Daytona Beach, Florida for spring training with his team. Another text-to-text connection with Mary McLeod Bethune. She also traveled to Daytona to start up her school. Jackie played so well. The most difficult days, though, for Jackie were not on the field. It was off the field and traveling with the other players. So go ahead, this is your reminder to be listening for everything that he goes through or is going to go through in our text today for Major Leagues. But the humiliation, the embarrassment. Listen to what happens. During this time, Jackie could not stay in the same hotels as his teammates. He could not eat at the same restaurants and the diners. Jackie did not like this one bit, but he was determined to become the first African-American Major League Baseball player in the United States. And then it happened. Jackie got the call that he'd been waiting for. He was going to play in a Major League Baseball game. Sadly, though, not all of his teammates were happy about this. Some said they would rather sit out and miss the game than play with Jackie. But Jackie's teammate, Pee Wee Reese, came to his defense. This is what he said. I love this quote. "You can hate a man for many reasons, but color is not one of them." So, on April 15th, 1947, when Jackie put on the Brooklyn Dodgers uniform wearing number 42, he broke that color barrier. As the first African-American player on a Major League team, Jackie made his debut, or first appearance, at Ebbets Field before a crowd of 26,623 people, including more than 14,000 African-American fans. Jackie knew that he would have to be strong and concentrate on the game and nothing else. At first, there was a great deal of hostility. People called him names. Some of his teammates would not even sit with him. But Jackie focused on the game and played his best. Game after game, Jackie focused on playing, even when pitchers threw balls and tried to hit him. In fact, in one game class, Jackie got a 7-inch gash or big cut. Class, I don't know if you can see this, but from one fingertip to the next, that's how long 7 inches is. That's how long his cut was. And it was on purpose, not on accident. It was an attempt to intimidate him. They were hoping he would stop playing baseball. Still, Jackie refused to quit. He simply said, I love this quote too, "I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being." Later in his baseball career, Jackie hit a home run, a triple, a double, a single in the same game. Jackie could run, hit, steal bases, and play second base better than anybody else. His friend and teammate, Duke Snyder, said it best. He was the greatest competitor that he had ever seen. And so by the end of his first year in the major leagues, Jackie had played in 151 games for the Dodgers, scored 125 runs, and had 175 hits, including 31 doubles, 5 triples, and 12 home runs. He was named Rookie of the Year or Best Player of the Year. Jackie had proven that the world of professional sports is far better when everyone can participate in it. Jackie retired from baseball in 1957, and Jackie said, "The way I figured it, I was even with baseball, and baseball was even with me. The game had done much for me, and I had done much for it." Jackie Robinson was the first African-American to be part of the Baseball Hall of Fame. He received many other honors too. In 1997, Major League Baseball honored Jackie by retiring his number from all Major League Baseball teams. This is a very special honor. And it means that no other Major League player on any team can ever wear his number. Every year since 2004, however, all Major League players wear Jackie's number 42 every April 15th to remember the important role Jackie Robinson played in Major League Baseball. So I hope that you enjoyed our text today. I say this a lot, it's one of my favorites, but it's true. I love his story and his testimony and what he brought to sports. And so remember, your word of the day is challenge. So let's look at that word one more time, and then you and your family can have a good conversation about what you learned today and our word of the day. So once again, my turn challenge, your turn. In the read aloud today, you heard, Jackie felt the need to challenge these attitudes. And remember, this means you're questioning whether something is right or wrong. He challenged discrimination. And the sentence using challenge, one more time, is the coach decided to challenge the umpire's call that the player swung at the pitch. So here's just a couple conversation starters. Can you think of times when you wanted to challenge someone or something? Can you think of something you want to still challenge? Try to use the word challenge in a sentence and have a conversation with your family. So that wraps up Jackie Robinson. I will be back on Wednesday with Melissa Park, another great text. I hope you have a great conversation with your family today. And feel free to dojo me. I love and I miss you. Mwah. Bye.